It feels so good to be back recording and back with all of our listeners. We've taken a few weeks off for the holidays, and I hope each and every one of you had such a fantastic Thanksgiving with family and friends. I know for myself, it's just a time to where I can really reflect and be grateful for everything that I've I've seen happen this year for the health of my kids and family. And we were able to celebrate in New York and be there for the Macy's Day Parade. And it was just so incredible to have little Ruby there. She'll be 1 in December. So to be able to just live our lives through the lens of an almost 1-year old is just remarkable. So, but it's great to be back. And today I really wanted to come in with something that you could ponder during the month of December because it's interesting to me that we go through a holiday like Thanksgiving and we're so grateful for everything that we have. And yet we roll right into 30 days later, a holiday that's centered around more, right? More stuff, more gifts. And I think for most, what it ends up in is the last day of the month, regretting every purchase we made and rolling into the new year with, why did I spend all that money in 2023? So today I thought it would be a great idea to talk about the two most common New Year's resolutions and what to do before you make the mistakes in December of overspending on those gifts for everyone and their brother, and think about what you can do instead. So I thought it was interesting. Forbes just wrote an article about New Year's resolutions. And as most of us would possibly imagine, the first one that most people are committed to doing is centered around their health. And more importantly, this year, as opposed to last year, they're more centered around the physical health than the mental health. Whereas back in 2020, New Year's 2023, the biggest area of fitness that people were committed to changing was their mental health. And when you think about that was rolling off of COVID and, the pandemic and everything that we all experienced, it makes complete sense. But 2024, they're already stating that 38.5% of Americans make it the physical health is their highlighted area that they're committed to changing in 2024. So, what does that look like for people and how do they even do that? Well, as we know, there are so many apps that are accessible and available to us right now. There's gyms on every corner. But it's a matter of, you know what? Is this a priority for me? Am I committed to this? And putting the pieces in place to support that. While the first area was fitness, I know you won't find it hard to believe that the second area of overall wanting change in 2024 was finance. And finance is so vague in the grand scheme of things. Is it getting out of debt? Is it building wealth? Is it purchasing your home? What about your college funds for your kids? There's so many different areas around the finances. So today, I really want to focus and bring attention to, with these being the top two areas for resolutions being made in 2024, how are you going to hold yourself accountable in those two areas? We know that about 38.5% of Americans are going to make New Year's resolutions. In fact, they say the majority of those are women. So we know that physical appearance with all the social media outlets that are out there is so much bigger of a deal now than it was 5 years from now. And we also know that we've been given so many tools right at our fingertips to help us in this area of fitness. I know for me, back in the day, I used to work for Shapes Total Fitness. And one thing I loved about Shapes Total Fitness was that I was able to be there, especially that first week of the new year, starting on New Year's Day. The doors would just be wide open all day of people flooding in and getting in to sign their contract to commit to working out for the year. But what I also knew is that while many people would flood through those doors the first day and the first week of the year, what happened pretty quickly thereafter was no surprise. Most would drop down to maybe a couple days a week, while others would not show up at all after signing their contract. The commitment level they had was, quite frankly, just a pipe dream. Whereas there are some people who, when they made that commitment, they were there every single day because they knew that in order to change the pattern in the way of living, they would have to do something drastic to re-change the way they function on a daily basis. In essence, they replaced meals with a workout. They did whatever it took to live into the commitment they made on January the 1st. I know for myself, when I think back of the times that I got so committed to fitness in my own life, I did the same thing. I can remember vividly getting a new pair of Nike, what was it called? They were Nike shoes, but there was a specific brand of tennis shoe, and it was the most comfortable shoe I ever wore. So I was so excited about having these shoes. And then I also got a diary that would allow me to track my food and track my workouts. And I can remember vividly how much discipline it took those first 30 days in January to start the year with a new way of thinking, a new way of being based on the commitment that I had made. But you know what? That was the year I saw the biggest change in my body. My overall body composition changed dramatically. And I can remember this was years ago, probably 20 years ago. I can remember being a certain weight when I started, but actually weighing 15 pounds more because of the amount of muscle I had put on that year. But I was so committed to living into that commitment that there was absolutely nothing that was going to stand in my way. So when I think about going into 2024 for most people around fitness, I myself start to look and think, what am I so committed around the area of fitness going into 2024? Because as I've stated on other podcasts, and I believe this in the life after debt scenario, there is a direct correlation between your own personal health and your finances. So it's no surprise to me that these are the two most common New Year's resolutions that are being made. So if we know that, why are we not taking responsibility now on December and actually looking to say, here's what I'm committed to, but here's what I'm going to put into place to help me achieve this commitment that I'm committed to? And around finance, if you want to improve finances, like I've said before, work on your health at the same time. They actually go hand in hand. So it's no surprise that the second area, the most common New Year's resolution would be around is finance. I am super excited to share with you that the Life After Debt podcast is bringing you a resource that can help you in this area. And that is our trending spending. I know you've heard us talk about this, but I'm actually going to share with you why I feel it is so valuable, especially if you're committed to changing your finances in 2024. Now, here you are in December again. We're about to hit Christmas, which is when most people go into debt, by the way. They far bypass what they set aside to spend because they just had to get that gift for XYZ. And I want to caution you. I want you to realize that there are so many things out there that are more valuable than purchasing a gift, purchasing something that's going to put you in debt. People care more about your time, your attention, your acts of service. And by the way, all of those are free resources that you can give away and walk away feeling good about the fact that you're not going further down the rabbit trail of debt. So just know that there are ways to give without going into debt. If you find that before you even enter the Christmas holiday, you're already telling yourself, I have to get out of debt in 2024, great news. You don't have to wait till New Year's. You can start using our free resource trending spending right away. And so when you download this actual resource, what you're going to find is that it's going to ask you a lot of questions around how much money are you currently bringing into your home. Most people have no idea when you think about if you're bringing in $5,000 a month and you break that down over a 30-day period, do you know that's only $166 a day? I'm going to say that again for you because when I did this exercise, quite frankly, it was eye-opening because I don't think most people look at their total income as to how much they actually have to spend per day. And by the way, that's not even looking at what are your net savings and what are your net expenses right out of the floodgates, your rent, your utilities, childcare. So when you look, if I'm bringing in $5,000 a month, and I break that down by 30 days, that gives me $166 to spend per day. And then if I have $2,000 in rent and utilities total, as an example, that's costing me $66 a day. So I am going into every single day with $100 positive cash flow every day. What I love about our trending spending downloadable worksheet is that it allows you to award yourself or at least acknowledge yourself that you were in the red every single day. It's a very visual worksheet because we want people to say, hey, am I ending my day in the green or am I ending my day in the red? And if I ended in the green, what did I do to end in the green? Was I more aware of what I was spending? Because if I knew I have $100 to spend today, I have $100 positive cash flow. When I go through Starbucks, I'm logging it. When I decide to stop and grab XYZ or stop into Saks because they're having a great sale, then I'm going to log that. And when you start to see your spending based on what you know you only have allotted, you're going to see very quickly why it is you find yourself in debt year over year. And this will be the tool that actually allows you to live into your New Year's resolution around finance. We believe the trending spending downloadable worksheet is going to change the way that people view their finances. I think once you see this, it's going to become an addictive process to you because you're going to want to have more green days than red in your month. And you're going to find that you're going to be more aware of what you're spending because when you realize that you only have $100 accessible to you every single month or every single day, right? Your spending is going to look way different. So, being aware, being very aware down to the day of what you're bringing in versus what is going out is what's going to help you achieve a month full of green dots. Go get this downloadable worksheet, start this process right away. And just like with your fitness, there are tools and apps available to you. But on the money side around your finance, there also are other tools accessible to you that I want to share with you. You've heard me talk about the app Mint. Mint.com is such a great tool and resource for people to utilize that will allow them the ability to take all of their bank accounts, all of their credit card accounts, and resource them in one place. The reason this is so valuable, along with doing the trending spending worksheet, is because what you'll find is that Mint is going to show you how you're spending. And they'll be able to accurately give you a percentage over last month of how you did versus the month previous. So it allows you to see, hey, am I getting better in this area or am I possibly getting worse? It's going to make you more aware and alert you of bank accounts. And if they're low, it's going to show you savings patterns. And most importantly, it's going to make you aware and you will get credit card offers on a frequent basis of who to use and why, which you should always be shopping the best interest rates on cards. You know my theory. I have two that I recommend. It's American Express and the JP Morgan Chase Sapphire card. But what you will find on mint.com is that you're going to see that you'll have offers there. You always want to look and see what cards am I carrying versus what I'm being offered. Is it a better interest rate? Or better yet, is there an introductory rate of a 0% for the first 6 months that would make sense for me? You want to turn into a savvy borrower in 2024. And these tools that we're sharing with you will get you to that. So I would encourage all of the listeners, download that worksheet. You know, it's not easy to make new habits. And I think all of us in the month of December, we think about it every single day. What am I going to commit to in 2024? But I want to challenge you. Don't wait till 2024. Go ahead and put the things in place so that you're already practicing what you're committed to doing in 2024. And if that means making a clarity call and setting yourself up to get out of your current debt situation, don't wait. Do it today because we do have the resources available and we can direct you in the path that we see best for you based on your current financial needs. Now, I thought it would be interesting to just touch on all of the areas going into the 2024 new year, even though these aren't necessarily fitness or finance. You'll find there was 36% of people who just said, I want to work on my mental health. And I can't tell you how valuable that is to your overall well-being in both finance and fitness. There were 34% that said, I just want to lose weight. They have no idea how, but they just wanted to lose weight. And 32% said, I want to improve my diet. I've never been a diet person myself, so I can't really relate to the improved diet. But I can tell you, I think we all have goals that we have in front of us going into 2024. And I think before we can enter into a new year, we have to look at 2023 and say, how did I live this year? What areas did I excel in? And what are the areas that I would love to change? And it may be nothing around fitness or finance for you, but I think just sitting down and doing the exercise of completing your year and then creating 2024 based on what your new goals are, that is how, to me, you're going to set yourself up to win. This economy continues to deteriorate in so many ways. And I see so many people around me that are struggling from paycheck to paycheck. And sometimes I just want to be like, look, there's a better way. But I think until you get to the place to where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, nothing will ever change for you. So I am challenging all of you today. We've got so many great podcasts coming up in creating businesses and building wealth. But until you deal with what's in front of you, you'll never be able to create that life after death that you envision. So I want to challenge all of you. Get that downloadable worksheet. It is free. It is a great resource. And if you have any issues with using it or questions or anything around it, reach out to us. We would love to educate you. We would love to point you in the right direction should you need additional help with your debt or with anything with building wealth or your businesses. Reach out and let us know. But to those of you who are exiting 2023 and are excited about 2024, I am with you. I could not be more excited about what's ahead. And I myself have made goals around my fitness and around my finance, and I'm committed to live into also. So thank you guys so much for actually coming on this journey with us. Our team is so excited to support you any way we can. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Book a clarity call with us. We hope to hear from all of you.